Babangon sa makabayang serbisyo publiko. Ugnayan ng Radyo Pilipinas World Service sa iba't ibang embahada ng Pilipinas upang maghatid ng impormasyon at kaalaman sa mga kalagayan ng ating mga kapwa Pinoy na naninirahan at nagtatrabaho sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Babangon sa makabayang serbisyo publiko para sa isang makabayang serbisyo publiko para sa overseas Filipino workers. Babangon sa makabayang serbisyo publiko kasama si Ray Sampang dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Muli po isang mapagpalang pagbati ngayong araw na ito at welcome na naman po sa isa pang edisyon ng programang Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko. Ako po inyong lingkod, Ray Sampang, at kasama pa rin po natin ang buong puwersa ng ating programang Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko. Siyempre sa ating Master Control kasama natin si Mr. Milo Jonela at Susan Aizon, and sa ating Wirecast kasama po natin si siyempre Justin, and of course ang ating executive producer si Ms. Stephanie Vicente. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Ray Sampang. Ayan, tayo po ay nasusubaybayan sa pamamagitan po ng ating Facebook Broadcast Live. I-access nyo naman po ang ating Facebook Broadcast page. Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Sa inyo pong mga Facebook browser, type lamang Radyo Pilipinas World Service. And of course sa atin din pong YouTube channel, sa inyo pong YouTube browser, type nyo lamang Radyo Pilipinas World Service. And of course, tayo po ay napapakinggan, nasusubaybayan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo sa pamamagitan po yan ng ating shortwave broadcast, sa pamamagitan ng mga facilities at transmitter ng Voice of America dito po sa may Tinang Tarlac. And again, sa atin din pong real-time live audio streaming. I-download nyo lamang po ang ating PBS Radio app sa inyong mga cellphones, mapa-Android or iPhone po yan. Diyan po ang mga platforms na pwede po nyo kami subaybayan. Pwede po kami sa shortwave broadcast, pwede sa online at digital platform. Ayan. And of course, ang ating pong pagbati sa lahat ng ating mga kababayang overseas Filipino workers sa ating Filipino diaspora sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo at sa ating mga kababayan dito sa loob ng ating bansa. At para sa edisyong ito ng ating Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko, tayo ay tutungo sa, wala niyo kung saan, sa Guam. Ayan, talaga naman, pupunta tayo sa Guam. At makakasama po natin dyan ang ating Philippine Consulate General sa Agana, Guam. Walang iba kundi si Consul Joaquin Ricardo Aragon. And of course, ang isa sa ating mga Filipino community leaders sa Guam, si Miss Elizabeth Sena. So hindi ko na kayo paghihintay pa masyado dito sa ating programa. Unahin na muna natin kamustahin si Consul Joaquin Ricardo Aragon. Magandang araw po, Consul Aragon.
Magandang araw po, Mr. Ray, at magandang hapon po sa mga taga-pakinig sa Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyong Publiko. Maraming salamat po sa inyong imbitasyon sa Agana PCG, no? Ito yung Philippine Consulate General sa Agana, Guam, para maki-join dito sa inyong programa.
It's indeed an honor and a privilege to have you dito po sa ating programa, Consul Aragon. And of course, magandang araw din po ang sa ating Filipino community leader sa Guam, si Miss Elizabeth Sena.
Okay, magandang araw din po. It's almost like late afternoon dito kasi we're 2 hours ahead sa Guam. So magandang hapon po. And of course, thank you po Consul for the invitation. And of course, dito sa station ng Presidential Broadcast Publiko, right? Did I pronounce it right? Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo. Napakalalim ng ating pananagalog nito. Mapapalaban tayo ng Tagalog nito. So good afternoon po.
We can do the program in Taglish, Miss Sena, Ma'am Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yan. So ito po ay ang programang Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko dito po sa himpilang Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ayan. Okay. So unahin ko muna tanungin ang ating butihing Consul Aragon sa umpisa ng ating programa. Siguro po, Consul Aragon, ang unang katanungan namin is how would you describe the relationship between the Philippine Consulate General, between the consulate just Agana to the host country, yan po sa Guam?
I would say very good po, no? Napakalalim ng relationship ng Philippine Consulate General dito at yung local government dito, no? Yung tinatawag naming GovGuam, no? For short, they referred to as GovGuam. And ano po, throughout the years, no? Ilang dekada na talagang very very cooperative ang relationship, no, between the Consulate General and the government of Guam. Ma'am Beth Sena can attest to that, no? She's been here
Oh,
for
yeah.
ilang taon na, Ma'am Beth?
33 years, I think.
Oy,
And my
Yun.
life is already in Guam.
Yun.
So,
So, alam niya po yung yung history ng Consulate General at ang local officials dito, no? The local officials here in Guam ay napaka it's not just simple friendly relations, no? It is a very cooperative and very fruitful relationship.
yan, that's nice to hear. So, tanungin ko muna, Consul, si Miss Elizabeth. So, nabanggit po Miss Elizabeth ni Consul Aragon na biroy nyo, more than 3 decades na pala kayo dyan sa Guam, ano po?
Opo, yeah, opo. Nagsimula po ako dito as contract worker din. I was hired directly from the Philippines, but when I came on board here, nag-tourist ako. Nag-apply lang ako and then I went back to the Philippines and got my visa. So it was just not by coincidence, but I like here and it's really why should I stay here for so long? You know, so that means I really love Guam. Kasi iba yung intensity dito sa Guam.
Okay.
Yung camaraderie dito ng mga tao at saka yung mga kaibigan dito at saka yung relationship mo with the government ay parang ano lang kayo, just a casual thing and you can always approach them anytime. Walang katulad ng talagang nag-prevent you from meeting them. Kasi we always see around here, it's a small island, so it's very cohesive ang aming relationship dito.
Alright.
I can attest to that.
Okay. Pero matanong ko lamang po, Miss Elizabeth, where are you originally here in the Philippines?
Yes. Opo. I was born in the Philippines. I work at GSIS, so you know what
Okay.
GSIS is,
Yes,
right?
okay.
I worked there for 15 years when I came here. So I left my job. I also had a good position there, but I left my job and kind of try here. And I think I don't have regrets. And I don't have regrets. I really like here.
Okay. So what keeps you busy in Guam, Miss Elizabeth? What do you actually do in Guam?
If it's about busyness, it's always been busy. I think every day there's always activity. As a matter of fact, sabi ko nga kay Consul, ang swerte kasi I have no class because I'm currently working. I'm still working. Of course, I'm an accountant and I work as a CFO now in a small company because I used to work in big corporate company. But as I age, I feel like working in a small company, but my passion now is teaching. So I do teach in one of the community college here and also the military school, the University of Maryland, who has a contract with the military. Kasi ang Guam kasi puro marami dito military. So for every military bases, they have actually like a place where they can study. And so in Guam, we have Andersen, we have Naval Base, and so they use the building for the military. And it's under University of Maryland. So every day I always have activity. It's either meeting, it's either school, but most of the time it's like me, as I'm a first vice president of the Filipino community of Guam. And of course, we are planning already from this stage. Last month, we just had a meeting. We plan already what are we going to do from January to December. And as a matter of fact, even the consulate office gave us a list where we can collaborate about what are we trying to do for the next 12 months.
Wow. Planning ahead.
Yeah.
Planning ahead. Okay. Well, babalikan ko lang po, Miss Elizabeth, si Consul Aragon. Ano po. So, Consul Aragon, talaga pong lively, busy, At talaga naman po napaka-productive. Ano po, talagang enjoy na enjoy si Miss Sena sa kanyang more than 3 decades of stay in the US. In Guam pala, I'm sorry. Pero matanong ko lang po, Consul, ilan po ba ang nasa datos ng ating Philippine consulate diyan sa Agana? Ilang Filipinos ba ang nakaregister sa atin?
Okay. We have several classifications dito sa Guam, no, of Filipinos. Well, starting off, we have actually quite a lot of Filipino H-2B workers,
Okay.
mga OFWs. As of December last year, mga 5,332 H-2B workers. These are Filipino workers nire-recruit sa Pilipinas through agency, dinadala po sa Guam, and they work dun sa mga military installations dito sa Guam, no? Dahil maraming construction projects ang US military dito sa Guam. There is a US Naval base, there is a US Air Force base, there's a US Marine Corps base. Sila po yung nagtatayo nun. 98% of the H-2B workers in Guam are Filipinos, right? So those are just the H-2B workers. Approximately, we're looking at over 50,000, mga 50,000 plus Filipinos of other visa categories, yung mga H-1B, mga EB-3, no, mga nurses to, mga and permanent residents, yung mga green card holders. And of course, dual citizens, no, both American citizens and Filipino citizens. Dual citizens like Ma'am Beth Sena,
Okay.
also dual citizen, no. So we're looking at yun nga, the population of Guam is roughly around 170,000 people, no. Yung Filipinos constitute the second largest ethnic group in Guam, no. Approximately around 26% of the population. So marami pong Pilipino dito, sir.
Wow.
That is yung figures that we have here in Guam po.
Alright. So, do you encounter, ano ba yung mga problema? May mga problema ba na encounter ang ating mga Filipino communities dyan sa Guam na idinudulog nila sa inyo, sa konsulada?
Well, meron din po, pero hindi ganun karami, no? For the problems of the Filipinos in Guam, depende yan doon sa kanilang category.
Okay.
Visa category. Like for example, itong mga Filipino H-2B workers, normally ang kontrata nila mga 2 years yan. Ang nagiging issue dyan is karamihan po sa kanila, they would like to continue working. No? Kaya nagkakaroon ng mga insidente, yung not that many, no? Pero there have been a few instances na yung worker, kung kailan patapos ng kontrata, ay mag-abscond, mag-illegal na dito sa Guam. It is very rare na nagkakaroon kami ng mga yung labor issues, yung mga complaints ng workers against their employers dahil dito po sa Guam, they follow US labor law.
Okay.
Napaka-stricto po. The Filipino H-2B workers are well taken care of by their employers. Yung mga construction companies that recruit them, that hire them, no? Well taken care of. Maayos po yung mga barracks nila. They're provided with food. Meron silang, meron pa silang in case of accidents or illness, yan, may medical insurance. They're well taken care of. So, bihira po kami magkaroon ng reklamo. Bihira po kami nakakatanggap ng reklamo ng mga Filipino workers laban sa kanilang Guam employers.
Okay, that's good.
However, yun nga, another issue, like yung mga H-1B workers, Filipino H-1B workers dito sa Guam, iba naman po yung nagiging concern nila dahil they would like to have permanent residency dito sa Guam. These are yung mga degree holders, no? These are mga workers who handle yung mga special occupations.
Okay.
That hindi ma-fill up na And as you know, no, yung the current Trump administration immigration policy sa ngayon has become very restrictive for the hiring of H-1B workers, no? Filipino nurses in Guam, EB3 naman ang kanilang visa. This EB3 provides a direct pathway to US permanent residency. Napo-provide po sila ng green card.
Okay.
Ang nagiging issue po, once they get the green card, lilipat na po yan sa mainland US. So nagkukulang ng
Alright. So, okay. So, ganun pala yung
nurse dito sa Guam.
So,
Dual citizenship din. Iba naman din ang kanilang issue, like the lack of medical services in Guam.
Okay.
No, kulang na kulang po ang medical services dito. There are only 2 hospitals, parating kulang ng doktor, ng nurse, ng mga specialist. Many Guam residents actually go to the Philippines to avail of medical services.
Oh, really?
Buhay na buhay po ang medical tourism
Aha.
ng Pilipinas din with Guam as a market. Yung isa pang nagiging issue nila ay yung portability ng kanilang medical insurance so that it can be used in the Philippines. Yun, ganun po yung mga yung mga
Challenges na hinaharap.
depending on the profession, the visa classification, iba po yung nagiging concerns. No?
Ayun. Pero sa ngayon, sa ngayon po, Council, wala tayong masasabing distressed Filipino or OFW o anumang classification ng mga nabanggit.
Well,
Wala tayong distress ngayon na
it is
tinutulungan.
different. Meron din pong mga, as you know, no, na nagkaroon ng immigration crackdown ang US Department of Homeland Security, yung ICE, 'di ba? So they have been running after illegal foreign nationals
Alright,
in Guam. And not just in Guam, in the unincorporated territory of CNMI, which is the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. This is composed of the islands of Saipan, Tinian, Rota. Actually, dun po kami nakaka-experience ng maraming requests for ATN assistance.
Yes, okay.
No?
Alright.
Because there are many undocumented Filipinos in Saipan.
Okay.
And since the start of the yung 2025, early 2025, yung nag-start na yung crackdown ng ICE, yun, nanghuhuli na po sila ng mga illegal foreign nationals here in Guam and in Saipan in CNMI. So there are those cases na yun nga pag nadakip po sila ng ICE, they are detained and we receive consular notifications from ICE regarding this arrest. Ini-inform po kami na there's a Filipino national whom they apprehended, ganyan ng identity, ganon. And then it's yung pagdating po sa deportation kasi Sir Sir Ray, ang nag-shoulder ng deportation, yung airline cost is is ICE.
Okay. All right. So pero
And
pero may ginagamit
there
po
are
tayo.
those-
Okay. May ginagamit tayong assistance to nationals na pondo just in case na kailanganin.
Yes po. Actually dito po kayo dahil magugulat dahil syempre yung mga there are Filipinos, no? Ayaw nila umabot sa punto na yung undocumented Filipinos both in Guam and in Saipan in CNMI na ayaw nila umabot sa punto na mahuhuli sila ng ICE, madidetain, makukulong and then madideport. So ang ginagawa po nila, voluntary deportation. Kusa silang umaalis, umuuwi na sa Pilipinas. Yun nga lang po, marami po sa kanila ay walang-wala financially. No? So this is where the consulate comes in. Lumalapit po sila, kinokontak po kami, and then they request for repatriation assistance. Now, we provide this repatriation assistance in the form of yung through our DFA ATN fund, nire-requestan namin ng pondo sa DFA UMWA for the ATN funds to purchase their plane tickets to return to the Philippines.
Alright. Okay, yun. Alright. So, pero sa pagkakaalam ko, magkakaroon po soon ng Migrant Workers Officer sa Guam. Tama po ba ako doon, Consul?
Yes. Yes, tama po 'yan, and this is something that we've been looking forward to, no, since ilang years in the making na to, and we're very fortunate, in-approve po ng US State Department yung opening of the yung tinatawag nating MWO Agana, Migrant Workers Office Agana, who will establish an office here. There will be an attached agency of the consulate, and they will handle the labor concerns ng ating mga Filipinos. Kasi you have to just to inform, no, aside from Guam and CNMI, yung Agana PCG, the Philippine Consulate General here in Guam, also has consular jurisdiction over the Republic of Palau, the Republic of Marshall Islands, and the Federated States of Micronesia. May mga isla dito
malawak
sa
din,
Pacific. So these islands, these three islands in particular, no, since yung natapos na yung pandemic, they started hiring Filipino workers. It's an increasing number of Filipinos being recruited to work in these island states. So, and of course here in Guam, because of yung sa dami ng mga hinahire na mga Filipino H2B workers, the MWO Agana, once naka-establish po, sila po yung mag-handle ng mga labor issues, yung mga pag-verify ng mga contracts.
Okay.
Pag may mga employers, what is the recruitment process? Yung again, yung pag-authenticate ng mga work contracts, yung pag-certify ng mga yung mga labor documents. They will be taking charge of that. And of course, as is their mandate, no, they will also assist in the handling of assistance to national cases.
Yun, okay. So when is the MWO going to be set up dyan sa Guam? Gaano po kasi we said soon, pero how soon?
That is a question best posed to the DMW, sir. Basta meron na po silang nireserbahan na office space dito sa building namin, yung ITC building dito sa Guam. Meron na po silang kinuhang office space where they will have their office. As to when darating yung mga sa ngayon po ay hindi ko po masasagot yan.
Yeah.
That is a question best posed to the DMW.
Alright. Pero matanong ko lang po, before I go to Miss Elizabeth, matanong ko lang, Consul, nagsagawa na ba ng serbisyo caravan dyan ang DMW?
Ang DMW, basically ang may labor jurisdiction over Guam is the Migrant Workers Office in Los Angeles.
Okay. Sige. Alright.
Now, periodically, they would come here 2 to 3 times a year. Magko-conduct yan ng mga PAOS, yung post-arrival orientation seminar for newly arrived workers. They would do contract verification. They would provide yung mga DMW and OWA services dito sa Filipino workers in Guam. Now, the labor jurisdiction over the unincorporated territory of CNMI, where Saipan is, ang may labor jurisdiction po dyan ay yung MWO in Washington, D.C. Right?
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Yung sa Palau, FSM, yung Micronesia and Marshall Islands, ang may labor jurisdiction dyan ay yung MWO in Tokyo. Now, with the establishment of the MWO Agana this year, sila po ang hahawak ng labor concerns, labor jurisdiction ng not just Guam, but CNMI, FSM, RMI, and Palau. So
Alright.
it's malaking bagay po 'yan, no? Na
Mhm.
makakasama po namin 'yan sa mga aming mga consular outreach to provide yung mga services sa ating mga Filipino workers in these Pacific Islands.
Alright. So we'll be ika nga po, we'll be in touch ano po Consul as soon as mag-start ng mag-operate ang MWO diyan sa Agana, Guam para po makakuha kami ng karagdagan detalye sa mga nakalinya nila mga activities. So going to Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, Miss Elizabeth.
Yes.
So more than 3 decades. Nandiyan na for the 33 years to be exact. Tama po ba? 33 years to be exact.
Baka mas matanda pa yung age ko.
Okay. So, kamusta ang relationship naman ng Filipino community natin sa ating Consul General maging sa iba pang foreign nationals na nandiyan dyan?
Well, I'm not trying to boast or I'm not trying to brag, whatever, right? But ang sabi nga ni Consul din, kasi he has been here for a couple of years, and I've been here for so many years being involved in the organization. Wala akong masabi talaga. Lahat na consul na na-meet namin dito, they are all accommodating. We go out like for dinner, we go
Okay.
out for a lot of functions. They always invite us. They always let us get involved in a lot of activities, especially for the Philippine independence, yung mga Rizal Day, mga health fair. They're always there. And then because I'm also have a talk show with some of my group. We
Okay.
invite them to be also our guests in the
Okay.
show para kung may masasabi sila or information that they wanted to reach our ang mga kababayan namin dito, nakikinig sila doon at sila ang aming nagiging guest para sa araw na yon. And not only that, it's not because we're very sociable here in Guam. If you think about it, you take a look in the island of Guam, a lot of projects really are actually from the Filipino community.
Okay.
Whether it be alliance, whether it's a ethnic association, you will see a lot of accomplishments that the Filipino did for Guam.
Wow.
Whether it is for service, mga tables, chairs, mga monument, mga painting, even in the beaches and all of these things, we are always getting involved. So, kung sasabihin mo ang relationship ng Filipino community of Guam and other ethnic, kasi Filipino community of Guam is an umbrella
Okay.
of the several ethnic associations because they have Iloilo, they have Batangas,
Okay.
they have all this. And so the Filipino community is the umbrella. And so we always have meeting every month with, of course, the set of officers. And if there's any activity that the consulate wants us to actually join, we are always there. I mean, as a matter of fact, last year, there's so many activities that the Philippine Consulate had with in terms of collaboration with the Filipino, like Eskwelahang Munti, there's a school, like there are volunteer teachers that wanted to teach the young kids to Tagalog. Not only young, there are adults who are born here who wants to learn the Filipino culture,
Yes,
ng,
yes.
ng
Okay.
language, and all of these things, And it's quite interesting kasi a lot of them are really interested to know.
Yes.
And most of us are not really being paid on that. We are always volunteering in all these activities. And if you really have to ask that question, I can say I can attest that being here in Guam for 3 decades and being involved in a lot of activities, Filipinos are always visible and always work together with the Philippine Consulate.
Alright. So, Miss Elizabeth, kanina, Consul Aragon mentioned yung operations, yung crackdown ng ICE on the illegal immigration, ano po. And he mentioned particularly, I think, Saipan, yung talagang medyo nakakaroon tayo ng problema. Pero po dyan sa
Yeah.
Guam, meron po bang mga lumalapit na mga members ng Filipino communities dyan sa Guam, sa inyo, sa ating Filipino organization, na humihingi ng assistance din sa Filipino community sa inyo, and maski na pwedeng ilapit sa ating consul?
Couple of years ago and there was even may mga namatay na nawala na talagang relative sila
Mhm.
dito, or and so and of course the family wanted to have the body brought back to the Philippines kasi yung nangyaring gano'n, as far as nung lumapit sa aming show before, was already lost status, meaning to say TNT na siya, kung yung term, wala na siya. So what we did is we kind of like contribute
Mhm.
para madala yung body. Yung iba
Mhm.
naman kinikremate na lang.
Mhm.
Yun lang so far. Kasi ang problema naman kasi sa kanila, some people don't wanna approach the Philippine consulate also for some reason. Hindi naman sila huhulihin or
Mhm.
something, But the point is, siguro yung nahihiya sila, ganon, and then wala silang malapitang iba.
Mhm.
So ang nangyayari kasi, pupunta sila sa organization ng Filipino, syempre contribute na lang kayo kung sino man ang taong pwedeng mattumulong.
Mhm.
Pero lately wala pa kaming so far na lumalapit.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
far wala pa naman akong nakikitang lumalapit.
Mhm.
Ang as far as the ICE is concerned, ay ang narinig ko sa Saipan, yung mga ibang taga Saipan na members ng mga Lions, they already lost status and
Mhm.
they voluntarily surrender
Mhm.
actually to leave
Mhm.
the Saipan, and they're back in the Philippines.
Alright.
Pero hindi na sila naghintay na sila ay madakip pa or makulong pa or something, and they
Mhm.
really very vocal sa amin na they lose status and they're planning to leave. So some of the Lion members here kind of chip in money for
Mhm.
some baon, kasi the problem is with them is they don't have money when they
Yes.
leave
Uh-huh.
Saipan. I think yun ang hindi din magandang attitude sa Pilipino, pag nagtatrabaho, lahat lang padala sa
Yes.
Pilipinas, and then
Mhm.
eventually wala kang matitira dito,
Mhm.
which something that hindi rin ako panig, pero wala tayong magagawa dahil dala
Okay.
na rin yun sa siyempre sa kahirapan ng buhay, 'di ba?
Opo,
Kasi
totoo.
nagtitiyaga sila.
Alright. Now,
So
Uh,
gano'n.
Sir
listen.
Ray,
Yes.
if I may
Yes, Consul.
add,
Yes,
no, to
Consul. Go ahead,
what
Consul.
Ma'am
Opo.
Beth is saying, to give you an idea, no, for the whole 2025 year 2025, no, almost 100 Filipinos were assisted by the consulate
Mhm.
to in their repatriation. Yung sinagot po yung kanilang pamasahe, and we
Mhm.
even provided financial assistance to them para meron silang konting baon
Mhm.
para pag-uwi nila. Some of them no, wala silang mga passport or matagal nang expired yung passport. We provided them with emergency travel documents, no, para makauwi sila.
Okay.
So almost 100 from both Guam and Saipan, majority from Saipan, na tinulungan po ng konsulado na makauwi sa Pilipinas. And we coordinate with the Filipino community, with the authorities. We coordinate with the Filipino communities, and of course yung ating yung mga relatives nila sa Pilipinas. We
Mhm.
contact them also. And we also coordinate with the DMW, yung MWOs
Okay.
of Washington and Los Angeles, para mabigyan ng arrival assistance yung itong mga repatriates pag-uwi nila sa Pilipinas.
Mhm. Okay. Pero matanong ko lang po, Consul at Miss Elizabeth. Consul,
Mhm.
yung ating yung overseas registration para sa overseas voting, nasimulan na po ba diyan sa Guam?
Last
Ah,
year they were very,
Tuloy-tuloy lang.
if I may write,
yeah.
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 Yeah,
Actually, as of December 1, nag-start na po yung registration, no? Overseas voters registration for Filipinos overseas.
Mhm.
Now, we've started that, and yun, hopefully mag-pick up yung response. Last year, for the first time, nagawa po yung online voting for
Mhm.
overseas Filipinos. We also did that here, no, nung last May. And it's ano no for the next elections, it's also going to be online voting. So we're going to be doing yung mga increased information campaigns
All right.
on how online voting works, no? Medyo we encountered some issues
Mhm.
regarding online voting because dito sa Guam and CNMI, aging population po
Okay.
yung
All right.
communities. Yes, there are a lot of senior citizens. Hindi po ganong kataas ang kanilang digital literacy.
Okay. All right.
No, so they had a hard time navigating yung
Mhm.
mga
Mhm.
tinuturuan po namin, no, through online sessions. Meron kaming um yung parang hotline,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
tinuturuan namin step by step paano mag register, paano yung pag-pre-enroll as a overseas voter, how to use the COMELEC online platform for voting. Yun po yung naging experience namin last year, and hopefully for the next elections it will be much better, no?
All right. Pero matanong ko lang po si Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth,
Mhm.
paano niyo ini-encourage yung ating mga kababayan, ating Filipino community to
Na Mhm.
to register para diyan sa overseas voting?
Actually, we use our radio station also to kind of disseminate information and invite them to vote. Kung halimbawa hindi namin guest ang mga taga-Filipino consulate, ini-encourage namin sila na bumoto. Kasi sabi ko nga kung gusto nyong marinig yung reklamo nyo, bumoto kayo. Kaysa
Mhm.
sa reklamo kayo ng reklamo and you don't even vote. It's
That's
just
true.
like here in Guam, we as US citizens vote. And of course, kung ginagawa niyo sa Guam yun, dapat gagawa din kayo sa Pilipinas, lalo na kasi kung dual citizen ka, because you have
Mhm.
the right
Mhm. Mhm.
to vote. So, yun ang information dissemination namin. And yung mga meetings, of course, uh, they kind of visit us.
Mhm.
Pupunta sila sa mga meetings. And so, we give them the chance to talk also to the leaders of its ethnic association. And of course, the leaders of this ethnic association has also to disseminate this information to their members.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kasi Guam is too small Imposibleng hindi nila ma-reach yun Kasi
Okay. All right.
everybody knows everyone here so far.
All right.
Yeah.
You keep mentioning your radio, your program station.
Mhm.
Siguro one of these days we will ask for a collab between Radyo Pilipinas World Service and your station
Oh
and your
yeah,
program,
yeah,
ano?
of course.
That
But
would.
we're doing it in the morning actually, every
Mhm.
Saturday only.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes we cannot actually do it every Saturday because a lot of us are busy
Busy.
because
Busy.
four of us we're all working,
Mhm.
some are
Mhm.
going off island, some are have appointment. And we're doing it only voluntarily,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
We're not getting paid to do that. We're only
So, parang
volunteers.
parang
And it
nakikita
stays
ko, Consul Aragon at Miss Elizabeth. Kasi hindi naman ako nakapunta pa ng Guam, pero nakikita ko parang Little Philippines ang Guam.
Oh
On
yeah.
my perception, on my assessment.
Everywhere you go, there's Filipino.
Patang po.
Okay. Anyway, so ano rin, kapag may mga okasyon, syempre, nasa top list ang lechon. Meron ding lechon diyan.
Oh yes.
O kita niyo 'yan? O kita niyo 'yan?
Ang
Di
mga
ba?
local dito, kumakain na rin ng mga lahat ng ganun.
Okay, anyway. Pero speaking of mga activities, ito kasing Philippine-US bilateral relations, I think magkakaroon ng anniversary itong Philippine-US bilateral relations.
Mm.
Sa Guam
Mhm.
po, ano ang
Yeah.
naka-line up na
80th
activities sa Guam?
anniversary.
Opo. Ano ang naka-line up na
Yes.
activities? Sa Guam,
Well,
sa
for
Guam.
Guam, well, obviously, we're taking the lead from from our Philippine Embassy in Washington D.C. No, they're leading the charge, so to speak, nitong anniversary celebrations. Now, we have some um, cultural activities
Mhm.
to commemorate being planned for this year to commemorate this event, art exhibit um, of course we have our Independence Day reception, no? That is going to happen this June. And there we will be we will be actually yun nga, promoting the relations between the Philippines and the United States of America. Actually, bukas nga po ng gabi, we have a soft launching of the logo for the 80th anniversary of Philippine US relations. We'll be having this throughout. Some posts will have some of the US consulates. Some of our Philippine consulates in the US will have mga different kinds of events
Alright.
To commemorate. No?
And of course, malaki ang participation dyan ng ating Filipino community, Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Invited
Yes.
nga. Sabi ko, every day. Sabi, I told you there's always no dull moment here. Every day there's always an activity to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
so it's gonna be tomorrow.
parang napipicture ko ang Pilipinas na nasa Guam habang nakikipag-usap ako kay Consul at saka kay Miss Elizabeth. Nasa
Oh,
Pilipinas.
yeah.
On just a different
Ang
setting.
lalim po, as I mentioned earlier, Sir Ray, napakalalim po ng ating historical ties na Guam and the Philippines. Philippines and Guam were both colonized by Spain.
Yes.
No? And even after during the Manila-Acapulco galleon trade, Guam was a stopping point of the Spanish galleons sailing from Mexico, Acapulco, Mexico, to the Philippines. No? Talagang, and you will see even in the names of yung mga tao dito, they are Chamorro. But when you listen to when you read their surnames or you hear their names, Santos, De Los Reyes,
Okay.
Pangilinan,
Pangilinan.
ganon.
Reñas.
Yan, common Filipino surnames you'll find here also.
Wow.
Even the street consul, right?
Even the streets,
Apolinario
pati mga
Mabini is
kalsada.
here, right? We have,
Pati mga kalsada.
Yes, during the U.S. Colonization of the Philippines, yung mga Filipino dissidents were exiled to Guam by the Americans, no? Like Apolinario Mabini, si Artemio Ricarte, Pio del Pilar, and others. They were actually exiled here. They stayed here in Guam during that time.
So wow, talagang parang tama nga yung
Diba,
percept.
Consul? If you go to Detido area, the street is Rizal Street.
Yun,
May mga
Rizal
street
Street.
there.
Nandito din po yung shrine ni our saint, si Saint Pedro Calungsod.
Wow.
Dito po, sa Guam din po yan.
Okay. Wala lang.
The ties are really, really deep. No? Napakalalim po, and it spans centuries.
Yeah. Napakalalim.
Kaya that's why such friendly relations
Yes.
between Guam and the Philippines.
Ako, gusto ko man talagang, parang sumesenya sa akin si Stephanie, yung ating executive producer.
Visit
Parang
Guam.
gusto niya nang pumunta ng Guam. Sabi nga lang, maghahanap siya ng...
Yeah, you are all welcome.
parang naghahanap siya ng pamasahe. Teka, wag akong tanungin mo ng pamasahe. Wag ako.
Pura lang ang pamasahe.
Pero parang nagpaplano na, sumesenyas na sa akin, pupunta daw siya ng Guam. Anyway, sige. Ayan. Kasi pag nasa Guam ka pala, the way I am perceiving itong pakikipag-usap natin sa ating consul at kay Miss Elizabeth is parang nilipat mo lang yung Pilipinas sa Guam on a different setting nga lang. Ito. Okay. Pero gusto ko mapahabain, consul, itong ating usapan, pero it's been a very informative episode dito sa Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko. Nalaman namin ang mga serbisyong pinagkakaloob ng ating konsulada sa ating Filipino diaspora, sa ating mga overseas Filipino workers at sa iba pa mga categories like you mentioned, consul na nandiyan dyan ngayon, maging itong mga kababayan natin na nasa Saipan na tinutulungan din po ng inyong embahad ng ating konsulada. Maging ito po sa nalaman natin mula kay Miss Elizabeth Sena, isa nating Filipino community leader sa Guam. Biruin nyo, nagtrabaho pala si Miss Elizabeth Sena sa GSIS, sa Government Service Insurance Service. ano po yung insurance service ng gobyerno do sa mga empleyado ng gobyerno. O dito nagtrabaho pala si Miss Elizabeth Sena sa GSIS for quite some time bago siya lumipat sa Guam. So kunin ko na lang po muna. I would like to extend the program. Siguro hihingi kami ng part 2 ni Step for this at saka yung ating yung proposal natin collaboration with the program or station na kung saan involved si Miss Elizabeth Sena. Ano po?
You are welcome. We're very happy to partner with you. Kung
Thank
ano
you.
yun.
Thank you very much. So, message na naman po, Consul Aragon, sa ating mga nakikinig, sa mga sumusubaybay sa inyo sa Guam, sa mga sumusubaybay sa inyo dito sa Pilipinas, sa mga oras na ito at sa buong mundo sa pamamagitan ng ating shortwave broadcast. Go ahead po, Consul Aragon.
Maraming salamat po Sir Ray and sa ating mga tagapakinig sa inyong programa. Maraming salamat po and nais ko pong iparating sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Guam at pati sa iba natin sa CNMI at iba pang mga consular jurisdictions ng Philippine Consulate General ng Guam, nandito po kami, handa po kaming tumulong, lapit lang po, kontakin niyo po kami, check our website, our Facebook, nandun po ang aming mga contact details. At rest assured, talagang nagre-respond po kami sa inyong mga sulat, mga messages at para makapagbigay kami ng mabuting serbisyo publiko para sa mga Pilipino.
Alright.
Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din po. And of course, Miss Elizabeth, mensahe po ninyo.
Of
Go
course,
ahead po.
maraming salamat po. Bilang isang leader dito sa Guam, being resident dito sa Guam, alam ko marami na akong kakilala dito and I've been close with contact with a lot of people from the consulate office, even the past, that we became friends even in Facebook. Nandito lang kami, it's always happy to serve, especially sa kababayan natin. The service is always something that dapat na hindi natin alisin sa ating buhay kasi if we serve our man, we serve God. That's my mentality. I mean, service to man is service to God. And
of
so,
course,
if you help one another, you're helping not yourself, but helping God as well.
Dudugtungan ko na lang yung sinabi ni Miss Elizabeth at ni Consul Aragon do sa mga kababayan natin diyan sa Guam at maging doon sa iba pang territory, halimbawa sa Saipan, huwag kayong matakot humingi ng tulong sa ating konsulada. Sabi nga ni Miss Elizabeth, hindi naman kayo huhulihin. humingi lang kayo ng tulong, and I think the consul sa panguna ni Consul Aragon is more than willing to help and extend the public service na ma-i-extend po nila sa inyo. Maraming salamat Consul Joaquin Ricardo Aragon ng ating Philippine Consulate General sa Agana, Guam at kay Miss Elizabeth Sena ang ating Filipino Community Leader sa Guam. Maraming salamat po. We are very privileged and honored to have you sa ating programa.
Thank you
Maraming
po.
salamat po.
Thank you very much. Yan po ang ating very lively discussion, informative, educational, lively discussion with our Philippine Consulate General in Agana, Guam sa panguna ni Consul Joaquin Ricardo Aragon, and of course ang ating ever lively na Filipino Community Leader sa Guam who has been there for 33 years, si Miss Elizabeth Sena. Ayan. Maraming salamat po sa pagsubaybay sa ating programang Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko. Hanggang sa susunod na episode. Maraming salamat po.
Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko. Ugnayan ng Radyo Pilipinas World Service sa iba't ibang embahada ng Pilipinas upang maghatid ng impormasyon at kaalaman sa mga kalagayan ng ating mga kapwa Pinoy na naninirahan at nagtatrabaho sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko para sa isang makabayang serbisyo publiko para sa overseas Filipino workers. Babangon sa Makabayang Serbisyo Publiko kasama si Ray Sampang dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.